Good morning from Kranj, Slovenia. I'll say good morning from it and then you say Kranj, Slovenia. Good morning from
Kranj, Slovenia.
Slovenia, dubbed the Switzerland of the Balkans, the economic powerhouse of the former Yugoslavia and the former economic powerhouse of Yugoslavia. Today, we're gonna wander 20 kilometers into its depths, into the forests, into the mountains, into the countryside. We'll be taking a bus from Kranj to Bled, and then we'll be walking from Bled to Mojstrana, another small Slovenian village closer to the Italian border. So this is the start of a 4-day trek through the Slovenian wilderness. One important thing to note is that after that trek, we'll be back in Kranj. So we've written a note to our future selves in 4 days, and we're gonna leave it somewhere here in Kranj so that we can find it and read it in 4 days to see just how wise our past selves really were. Join us as we venture into the Slovenian wilderness. The Switzerland of the Balkans. On the good path towards Hungary.
I am hungry.
I'm also pretty hungry. Let's get some breakfast. We have found the final resting place of our note. In 4 days, we will uncover it from under this plant thing. I hope our future selves are happy. Now let's go get a bus. The bus station of Kranj. 14 minutes. The pekara. Imate nešto sa čokoladom?
Tega je čokoladnika, tega je čokoladnika.
Over. Hvala vam. This is one of the best pekara snacks I've ever had. Dobar dan, dvi za Bled. Hvala vam. Bled, Slovenia. We made it to Bled. That bus ride was kind of interesting. There was a horde of like 40 kids that got on, like 18-year-old kids. But now we're at the pekarna. We're gonna get some more salty snacks for the road. Eno burek sirov. Sir burek. Yeah. We got this cheese pita. Thoughts on the Balkan cuisine after a burek, a cheese pita, and a cevapi yesterday?
Delicious. I wish there was more vegetables. Maybe there's a link between the amount of vegetables in the place and the amount of stress that people have.
Not a lot of vegetables in this region, but also not a lot of stress, so. Now, you're probably wondering at this point in the video, about 1 to 2 minutes in, as we sit here, eat our pekarna supplies, and drink our coffee, this cardboard tasting coffee, why did I click on this video? And that's a good question, because so far, it seems like no conflict or storyline could possibly arise, but it's gonna rain in about 3 hours. So not only are we gonna have to overcome the physical and mental task of walking 20 kilometers through the Slovenian wilderness, we're also gonna have to do it in the elements. So join us and enjoy. "9:29 a.m. We have begun our walking, our trek. Good luck today, Mia. Not that you need it. Our first hill of the day. We're kind of walking on a road and then on a bike path today, but we will be out in the countryside, so expect some pretty shots. Expect some adversity, but most importantly, expect overcoming adversity. And Mia has poles, which is fun. You are a banana, but you are my banana. 14 km to Jesenice. Now, one thing that you'll notice as this journey progresses is that cycling is ingrained into the Slovenian culture. Case in point, they love cycling here, there's bike paths everywhere, and they have great terrain for biking. Cycling is to the Slovenian culture what bread is to the French culture, or what hot dogs are to the American culture. Hamburgers, those two. Hot dogs and hamburgers go together like Slovenia and cycling. Bye bye, Bled. Ljubljana. And just like that, we're back in Bled. Jutro. On the other side of these mountains here is Austria. And on the other side of Austria is Czechia. Austria and Slovenia are two countries that have been tied together for centuries. They were obviously both part of the Austrian and Austro-Hungarian empires. And because of their close proximity, Slovenia has always been more culturally aligned with Austria than a lot of the other Balkan and Yugoslav countries were. Show us how it's done. It's the culture. Goodbye again, Bled. See you again maybe someday. The energy that this country gives off is truly amazing. It's like basically Austria or Switzerland, and then they're speaking a South Slavic language. What a cool place. More on the Slovenian language later. So picturesque. To think that 35 years ago this was communist Yugoslavia. We're entering our first village of the day, Zasip. And over here is the wood that will be used to keep some of the villagers of Zasip warm during the winter.
Going up there.
We've been in Zasip for about 2 minutes now, and I gotta say, it's a nice little spot. Watch out for cows. It's our first cat of the trip. Hi. We've left the road and entered this trail. So Mia has taken off the asphalt stubs from her poles. Oh, wow, there they are, in action. We got some stairs. But stairs aren't gonna stop us, neither is rain. Anything we encounter today is gonna be taken head on. The goats and the view of Jasip and the surrounding region. Zasip. Mia's non-asphalt poles were short-lived, but that's okay. She enjoyed it while it lasted. Europeans always have weird road signs. So Europeans, tell me what this means. Does this mean you can't play in the road because there's cars coming? Or does this mean you can't drive because there's people playing? Or does it mean there's no houses because there's cars about to hit children playing and they don't want any witnesses? We're hitting most of our elevation gain of the day right now. We're almost at the top of this hill. And look, there's a nice cute little church waiting for us. But we've made it to the Enchanted Forest, the home of wild animals and mythical creatures. We're 20 minutes away from the Slapshum. We've done 2.5 kilometers, which means we are 12.5% of the way done. Not bad. And with that, we've reached the Triglav National Park, which is the park of the highest mountain in Slovenia, Triglav. In the Enchanted Forest. And now as we're walking through this enchanted forest, it's a good time to tell you a fun fact about Slovenia. Slovenia is the third most forested country in all of Europe, after just Finland and Sweden. Over 60% of the country is covered in forest, including right here. Not captured in those waterfall shots were the hordes of tourists that have driven to within 20 minutes of here and walked down the trail. 20 minutes to our next town, Blejska Dobrava. Where do you think that spooky tunnel leads? The trail has started going up again, but as previously stated, all adversity will be squashed. And soon we'll be back in the Slovenian villages for you guys. Ciao krave. Some Slovenian cows. Već krave. We've made it to the Sava Valley. The smell of burning firewood is wafting up from the valley or from one of these houses in this small village. What a peaceful place. You know you're back in civilization when you've reached the stop sign. Almost to Jesenice. It's been fun, Blejska Dobrova. See you soon. The culture. They love the cycling so much. We're taking a rest break. But that guy is not. That guy was gifted his first bicycle, as is customary in Slovenia, when he was 2 months old.
Juice box.
Juice box time. But we're about to have some of this blueberry juice to keep us going for the rest of the walk. Fructal Junior Blueberry. This is good.
It's apple juice, Habibi.
No, it's blueberry.
No, it tastes like apple juice. There's a freaking apple on it. And then there's a little bit of blueberry in it.
So it's blueberry apple juice. It does taste like apple juice, you're right.
Yeah,
but it's good though.
It literally just tastes like apple juice, actually.
It's good though. Blueberry apple juice. And the Balkans do it again with their juice. The culture. Look at that. There's a whole flock of them. Do you call them flocks or?
Yeah.
The sun is strong, but our spirits are stronger. Ready? And look at that. You have this beautiful behemoth of a factory with a quarry over there and a nice picturesque village and mountain behind it. Solar panels. We got a little bit of everything going on right now. And wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Another Slovenian cyclist. You're the goat, my guy. Now here we are, crossing the mighty Sava River, not too far from its source, which we'll be heading to tomorrow. I want to take a moment while we cross the Sava River to give it a bit of a shout out, because this river is on the rise. I recently did a quiz on my YouTube channel about which river flows through the most capital cities in the world. And the answer is, of course, the Danube River, which flows through 4 capital cities. However, in second place is the Sava River, which flows through 3 capitals. It flows through Ljubljana, Zagreb, and Belgrade in Serbia. And you might be asking, well, okay, how is it on the rise? Well, listen, 40 years ago, it flowed only through 1 capital city. Ljubljana and Zagreb were just part of Yugoslavia. They were capitals of republics, but not of the country. And now it's gone from 1 to 3 capital cities in just 35, 40 years. At this rate, the Sava will soon pass the Danube for capitals flowed through. So shout out to the Sava River, one of my favorite rivers in the world. And you can make French puns like ça va. We've reached the municipality of Jesenice. And look at that, it's not so bad here. Someday when I'm old and frail, I would like to retire to a village like this. Peaceful way of life, have a dog.
And a kitty.
A kitty and no stress. And coffee, good coffee. And here we are, Jesenice. This is roughly the halfway point and one of the major landmarks on our voyage to Mojstrana. As we enter Jesenice, we have one long grind of an uphill, cars driving by us, but we're in the shade, which is huge. The gravity will not hinder us today. Look at that house. Interesting ass building here. All right, it's just about time to stop, eat, charge our phones and ourselves. But first, we gotta walk up one more big hill, and this one is filled with sun. This whole part of the city looks abandoned. I don't know, maybe this factory is in use, but it does not look like it's in its heyday right now. That church looks pretty old too. People of Jesenice, what is this factory over here? Tell me in the comments.
Is it this one?
Yeah, I think so. We have reached the restaurant. Time to eat. They have the best burger in town. Might have to take them up on that. We got the GoPro out because the phones are charging. Iced coffee, very much needed. And like, wow. I mean, this is like a full ice cream sundae. This is exactly what I needed. We're gonna see if they actually have the best burger in town. It looks good. Wow.
Good?
Best burger in town. How are the chicken strips? You haven't tried the chicken strips? Are you waiting for the ketchup? Alright, so after enjoying the best burger in this town and some chicken tendies, we are back on the road. It's starting to rain already, which will probably be the future of the rest of our time. We're currently walking over to the bike path. So we're gonna walk to the bike path and then walk along that the rest of the way. It's probably gonna be like 2.5 to 3 hours of walking. And stay tuned as we begin our rejuvenated second half of this journey to Mojstrana. The rain jackets have been put on. And would you guys look at this? There hasn't been enough Yugoslav related content opportunities on this walk, but this street that we're on right now is Cesta Maršala Tita. It's the road of Marshal Tito, Josip Broz Tito, the former leader of Yugoslavia, and he himself was half Slovene, and this town, Jesenice, named its main street in his honor. So there you go, some remnants of Yugoslavia here today in Jesenice, Slovenia. And this is the Jesnica River in Jesenice. We're walking through this beautiful industrial park. We are once again going to cross the Sava River. Sava ou bien?
Do you see all these dams on it?
Damn. Goodbye, Jesenice. Not my favorite place I've been in Slovenia, but not bad at all. I would go back. Shout out to Bellman. This is the Avdic household. The Avdices of Slovenia are doing pretty well. And after all these hours, we have arrived at the D2 bike path. The rain has intensified, so I will switch to my GoPro. This is so much more chill than walking alongside a road. This bike path is nicer than the roads in my hometown. It's crazy. And since it's raining, no cyclists to speak of, so we get it all to ourselves. And with that, the bike path has ended. We are crossing the highway and we are walking along, well, kind of just like a 2-lane road. And I don't know how much sidewalk there's gonna be, but it's gonna be maximum for like an hour, hour and a half. So we're just like 7 kilometers away, maybe less. It's raining still, but we are strong and that's all that matters, really.
If we can walk on the side of the highway in Lebanon, we can walk on a 2-way road.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. My Slovenian language review is coming up. If we find a nice calm place on the side of the road, if not, I'll give it to you when we arrive in our destination. So stay strong, we'll be there soon. And with that, we cross the Sava River once again. And here our sidewalk ends, it looks like. Maybe we can walk on this road. I don't know how long it lasts for, but I don't think so. I don't think it lasts. Wow, this is pretty intense now. And that's okay, we're strong. This rain is not going to stop us, I promise you. But this sucks, now you're walking on the road. I'm starting to consider hitchhiking. We are going to hitchhike to Mojstrana. It's only the next town down. But Mia's down to try it, so shout out to Mia.
How long is the drive?
The drive is like 7 minutes.
Nice.
It's like an hour, 10-minute walk or a 7-minute drive. All right, so you just have to throw up the thumb.
No, I'm not doing it.
What do you mean? You have to.
I'm not, unless you do it.
I will, but like, once they see you like a nice, pretty, strong young woman, they'll be like, oh, we gotta stop. Make sure you smile, make sure you smile. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe the pussy.
It's fun how you do. Oh, nice. I mean, I wouldn't want to pick up 2 soaking wet strangers either, but you never know. Oh, don't worry. We're gonna get rejected by 90% of these people.
I know, but that's why I can't do the song.
It's okay because this is a great way to learn to get rejected. So all you need is one habibi. At this point, we're only hitchhiking because of the lack of sidewalks and not because of the rain. Walking along this with no sidewalk for over an hour, not optimal. Nice. Nice habibi. Ljubljana. At least that mountain looks nice. Throw it up, Habib. Idemo samo za Mojstrana. Hvala. Ne govorim slovensko, govorim bosansko. I znam da nije toliko drugari.
Yeah, drugače. Where are you from?
America.
America?
Yeah.
You are American?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
No. You like America?
It's okay, but we left. We live in Switzerland now. Švicarska. Evropa boljša nego Amerika.
Boljša,
da.
Seveda.
Have you been to America?
Yes.
Okay.
I was in Dollywood. I danced there.
Okay,
Dolly Parton.
Okay. Wow.
Kje stanuje?
Fala. How do you say thank you very much in
Hvala lepa.
Hvala lepa. Kako ti je ime?
Neli.
Nili?
Neli.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Doviđenja. So Mia's charming smile got us picked up by, what's her name, Nili? And what a nice lady, you know? We struggled to communicate a little bit, but it was fun. We're in Mojstrana. It was a 7-minute car ride instead of like an hour and 30-minute walk along a road with no sidewalk. I owe you a Slovenian language review, and don't worry, you're gonna get it. But first we need to go to the hotel. So then we're gonna explore Mojstrana. Okay, let's find the hotel. Mojstrana, Slovenia. Here in Mojstrana is a map of the local mountains. Starts here, and goes up to Triglav, which is the highest point in Slovenia.
2864, that looks scary.
He's a scaredy cat. It's golden hour. In terms of tourist attractions, here in Mojstrana, you have this supermarket, and more importantly, the Planinski Muzej of Slovenia, the Mountain Museum of Slovenia. And the lady who gave us a ride, she works at the Mountain Museum of Slovenia. So good for her. And good for us as we go and get some pizza. Yeah, shout out to her.
And the mountains.
And the mountains.
And
they
the
saved
museum.
us, all of them. Pizza obtained. Shout out to the workers there. They were very nice. There were some negative reviews about them, but I thought they were cool. Here we have, and at first I was like, why? The Olympic Square of Mojstrana. And the reason why is that over here is, in this region, since we're near the highest peaks in Slovenia, is where most of the ski slopes in the country are. And so because of this, over 20 Olympians throughout time have made their homes in these villages in Mojstrana and the surrounding area. And so they've dedicated this square with the pictures of them over here. And then you have a nice little podium here dedicated to the Olympians, the Winter Olympians of Slovenia. So here you go. We got some long distance skiers, hockey players in Sarajevo playing for the Yugoslav Olympic hockey team. I don't know how many hockey teams they ever had, so I'm sure that was one of their only ones, given that it was hosted in Sarajevo. And then as recently as 2006, people were still making their homes in these villages. Here he was competing for Yugoslavia in 1984, and then this guy, or this girl, Alenka, would have been competing for Slovenia. And we'll come over here quick. And yeah, okay, so it looks like they had a hockey team in 1976 as well, and 1968. Look at that old Yugoslavian hockey jersey. Yugoslavia, that's beautiful. Look at this guy, Yugoslav Olympian. A little bit of Olympic history for you here in Mojstrana. As we sit here and eat this pizza, you were promised a Slovenian language review. So here we are. We've been in this country for about a day and a half now. And here are my thoughts on the Slovenian language so far. When I first came here, I was a bit nervous. Like, okay, I speak Bosnian, Croatian, whatever, which is very similar to Slovenian. So should I just try like speaking that and like learning the words as I go along? Or should I like just stick to English? And in about 80% of the situations, I do the first one. I just speak the Slavic languages, and if I don't know a word, then I plug in the Bosnian Croatian word, and if I don't know that word, then I plug in the English word. And so far it's worked with like a 90% success rate. So now for the language itself, it's so similar to Bosnian. I mean, the numbers are the same, like most of the core verbs are the same. The funniest concept in this entire language is that in order to express to be able to, like I can, they say lako, which means easy, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Slovenians. But in order to say I can, you can, we can, you just say lako, which means easy, and then the verb. So if you want to say can we eat, you would say easy, we eat. Lako jedemo, which is hilarious. Easy, we go to the club tonight. Or like, Mom, easy, can I go out tonight with my friends? Like, that's so silly. So things like that are great. I can read a lot of the signs, which is great. Today I talked to the waitress, and we had like 5 interactions with her, only in slow Bosnian. I got ice for Mia, I got iced coffee, we filled our waters, we charged our phones, like all of that speaking Slovenian, which is great. The key to learning Slovenian is to learn Bosnian, Serbian, Croatian, Montenegrin, because you can speak it in more countries, and then just go to Slovenia.
Also, the people are very nice here. I feel like they're like supportive of you speaking and trying to speak.
No, it's been super cool. Like, even though a lot of people do speak English, a lot of the places you go, you speak in their language and they can tell it's broken. I'm already not that good at Bosnian, and then I'm like even worse at Slovenian, obviously. And yet the people are like humoring me, they're speaking back to me in Slovenian. And then once I do switch to English, if I don't understand, then they just switch to English. So it's not like they don't speak English, they're just very nice. So that's really cool. First impression after a day and a half, especially in this part of the country, is that this country is just like a more Slavic Austria or Switzerland. Like, it really is, so far, the Switzerland of the Balkans. Do you have any thoughts to wrap up day 1?
I would highly recommend coming to this country.
One of my favorite countries, and I've been here like 30 hours.
Yeah, it feels like I've been here for 7 days, and I've loved every moment of it.
Now, this is the end of the video. Like, there will be no like cutaway scenes or anything after this. Like, this is the end. Like, we're just gonna be eating our pizza here, and then the video ends after this. So you can just click away, don't worry. Like, you'll see right now that there's like 5 seconds left in the video, so don't worry. So have a good night.
Hola.
Follow along. Haha! You thought that we had forgotten the note, but we did not. In fact, we are back in Kranj 4 days later to retrieve the note that we left ourselves. I wonder how it will resonate with our present selves, now that we've had so much experience in this country. Do you want to grab it? No. Alright, I'll grab it. I don't see it. Oh no. I think it's in there. It's just quite far. Can I see your pole? How did it get that far in? Hang on. It's just out of reach, so I'm going to lengthen it a tiny bit more. I got it. Dear Ben and Mia, of July 5th, 2023. That's today. Hi. Best wishes, Ben and Mia of July 1st, 2023. P.S. Hope you are well. Are you well?
Yes.
I'm well. Thank you, Ben and Mia of July 1st. And thank you, dear viewer, for watching this far. Have a great day. Look at that culture.